Hi, this is Jason Tolbert, and I'm here with Tom Cox, who is a candidate for U.S. Senate. Tom, tell us a little bit about why you're running for U.S. Senate.
Well, one of the reasons I'm running for U.S. Senate is I believe that we've had a lot of misleading bills that have gone through the House and Senate over the last few years on both sides of the aisle. And I just believe that there's distrust from the electorate, and I believe that they want someone that's from a different cut, from a different cloth, that can restore integrity and fight for what is right for the American people and the Arkansans.
What are some of the big issues that you're going to be talking about as your campaign unfolds?
Primarily, the number one issue, and I kind of developed this during the Tea Party movement, is the outrageous spending that started with the stimulus bill. And it's really a lack of common sense for Washington to be for a spending bill like that when the rest of the economy is crashing. So the economy is crashing, but the spending's going like this, and the obvious common sense is it does not make sense.
Well, you mentioned the Tea Party. There has been some discussion about your affiliation with the Tea Party and kind of how that grew into your Senate campaign. Tell a little bit about that. How did you go from organizing the Tea Party into all of a sudden being a candidate for U.S. Senate?
It's amazing. Well, it's a free country, thank God. So it's a wonderful place to be from, and all the opportunity that America has given us for the last 200 plus years is being eroded now, through our Constitution and through the tax burden and the spending bill and so forth. But the original stimulus bill in February is what really provoked me to stand up, to wise up and rise up, and to do something about it as a small business owner.
Well, what's your strategy at this point? I mean, you're going against an opponent on the Democrat side that has maybe $2 or $3 million, is an incumbent running for a third term. How do you compete against that as a newcomer to politics?
One way I'm going to compete against that as a newcomer in politics is I'm going in her backyard. I'm not going to wait for her to come to mine. I'm going through all the counties in northeast Arkansas and southeast Arkansas first. And I'm going to draw parallels from, since my family's had for 50 years had a manufacturing business, and manufacturing is very similar to farming. Manufacturing is taking the raw materials and growing something and making something of that. And then also, since we're in the boat business, I have a lot of contacts throughout the state with all the beautiful natural resources that we have. I'm recognized very strongly from hunters and fishermen, and our business has been in business since 1960. So I plan on going and visiting with the farmers and listening to what they have and need, but being able to relate to them because they are so strong on hunting and fishing, and many of them, even though they voted for Blanche Lincoln or Mark Pryor, they are conservative people, they're frugal people, and they know that this cap and trade deal is going to hurt them severely. And I believe that I'll be able to relate to them because of the hunting and the fishing and running the small business.
Okay. Well, before you get to the general election and face the Senator Lincoln, you got to get through the Republican primary. Kind of getting crowded, got a lot of candidates out there. What's your strategy to get first through the primary?
Well, to be honest with you, I plan on running against Blanche Lincoln. And I know each of the candidates in the Republican primary vaguely, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. But what I plan on doing is not worrying about their different strengths and weaknesses, but I'm worried about our country first and our state and the problems that are going on in Washington, D.C. And I'm going to focus totally on that and focus totally on going to bat against Blanche Lincoln.
Great. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.